have to go for the Power BI. Following some of the main reason why Power BI is transforming the most popular self-service business intelligence tool. It has become one of the most popular self-service business intelligence tools. Yeah, we have a very equally competitive to that is your Tableau, but see in the current right now when you see in India at least like Power BI is in upper hand than Tableau. Okay, even though Tableau was started somewhere in the early 2000 and Power BI started somewhere in the mid say something like 15, 16, but still like it is doing so we can access the data from BI tools. Okay, so compared to Tableau or ClickBook or any other business intelligence tool, Zoho or anything, upfront cost is very low. So that means, so when you go to the subscription, that means as I said, you're using a premium or enterprise edition. So we go to the subscription, is what much cheaper. It has a lot of APIs for integration. That means it has the APIs for integrating with Python, R languages for the statistical purpose. Yeah, it supports those integration also. It helps you in a better customization. Customization is whatever the data you take it, you can customize it to a different level. It is very user friendly. Something like if you are familiar, if you're really good at Excel, Power BI is going to be very very simple. Okay, and it is very almost very similar to using a Excel. Okay, Excel also has the Power View, Power Pivot, Flash Fill feature, dynamic tables features. Something similar to those particular things are there here. So that means it is very friendly. So that means people who work from Excel, they are coming to Power BI is very very easy. Since Excel is from Microsoft and Power BI is also from Microsoft, I can say it's like easy adoption. People who are working on Excel, they getting adapted to Power BI is very easy. Okay. And apart from that, it supports for the machine learning, it supports for mobile applications, it supports for the advanced analytics, finding the mean, median, average, and various things. Yeah. It also has a Cortana support. So, like, you want to get some queries, you can even just talk to the Power BI and it will give you the query, like a Siri or Alexa, no? So you can just say, okay, I can say Power BI, please give me the region-wise sales. I say give me the sales data of 2021. So just put a question, a general question like how do you do a Google search, and you will get the answer for it. So these are the advantages, and because of which you can see that Power BI is in a high demand. Okay, compared to the other BI tools. Okay, fine. Now the next thing here is in the Power BI, as I said, it performs the various jobs. It helps you in extracting the data, doing the transformation of the data, and then it is presenting the data. For doing these operations, it has various tools here. So what are the tools it does? Okay, Power BI has the elements here. When you look into this one, is like so we are using this as the Power BI desktop. Okay, so you can see we have different charts here. We have a ribbon chart, we have a stacked bar chart, a tree map chart, a waterfall chart, a kind of a chart like which shows a kind of a KPIs, charts. And not only that, you can see some number cards are there. What is the total sales? What is the total profit? And all these things. Yeah. So it helps you in creating this particular charts. That is what we do it in the Power BI desktop. So in the Power BI desktop, we'll be creating these types of charts, which we'll be seeing in the coming sessions. In today's session, we'll just having a more of concept, but it's actually a very practical subject. Okay. And then we do also have a Power BI service. The Power BI service is nothing but whatever the dashboards and all the features you are using, the same features we are using on the web. Okay, and you can see it's on the web based, on the browser based, on the URL. So you're trying to have the same cards, charts, and filters and all these things. Yes, we can do that. And not only that, we can also create a Power BI for mobiles. So, and when you see in the mobile what happens, it is not zooming in. You can see each chart is arranged one below the other. Okay, this is the advantage of going for the Power BI elements. Okay, so that means it has a Power BI desktop, we have a Power BI services, we also have Power BI for mobile, using mobile applications. Okay. Now, how Power BI matches your role? The use of Power BI depends upon the role of a project. Okay, we have a Power BI services, Power BI desktop, Power BI mobile applications. So which one you are going to use? That is the question here. You might view reports and dashboards in the Power BI services. See, in the case of services, Power BI services is not mainly for development. Okay, so you want to do a development. That means you want to create different types of charts, different types of what is it, dashboards and all these things. So we'll be doing it on your Power BI desktop. Okay, reports and all these things we'll be doing it on the Power BI desktop. So Power BI services is mainly used to view the reports. What are the reports that's been created here? It's just going to view that particular reports on the browser. Okay. So Power BI desktop is business reports creation might make extensive use of BI desktop. Okay. So that means if you want to create the reports, we'll be using the Power BI desktop tools of Power BI desktop. We also have Power BI mobile app. One can mainly use the Power BI mobile apps to monitor the progress. Okay. See, Power BI mobile apps is not used for the developers again, but if you want to just monitor what are the reports has been created, dashboards that have been created. So Power BI mobile apps, we can access that reports. Okay, and we can see how the progress, how much has been done. Okay, and we have a live data which automatically gets updated. So on the mobiles, we can just look into how the progress is happening. Okay, so this is what is your different roles that we do. So that means we will be using the Power BI desktop since we are going to do our development, creating the different types of charts. And once I deploy it, we'll be using the Power BI services at the moment. Okay. Some of the key benefits of using the Power BI. Following are some of the valued components of Power BI. Pre-built dashboards and reports for popular SaaS application. It has a lot of built-in dashboards and reports for the popular SaaS application. It integrates seamlessly with existing applications. Okay, institute a data exploration using a natural language query. Real-time and rich personalized dashboards can be created. Extracting the business intelligence rapidly and accurately, and the secure line connection to your data sources on premises and in the cloud. So we can access the data locally or on from the cloud. No memory and the speed constraints. Okay, the speed, and no specialized technical support required. So you don't have a separate IT team who is going to support for the Power BI and things. That is, everything is built in. So it supports even for the advanced data services. Okay, this is some of the benefits of going for the Power BI. Okay, so we'll get into practically and we'll see how exactly we'll be creating this particular Power BI. Okay, so I'm just letting start of my Power BI. Desktop, or rather I can say I just created this kind of a dashboard just in the previous class. Yeah, I'll just show you how do we download the Power BI and how do we use the Power BI first. Okay, see something I have just created a sample, a kind of a dashboard. Hardly in 2-3 minutes I've just done this one. So we have some number data, we have a line chart, a donut chart, we have a pie chart, we do also have what we call as a marks chart. We do also have a slicer. Okay, this is the total sales. And you can see here, it's so interactive. So I say, I don't want for all the regions. I want only for some selected regions. I can just change the region here in the slicer. Slicer is like a filter. I think before we go in, we'll look into how to download the Power BI and how do we use this particular Power BI. See, if we want to use the Power BI, so it is like this. Yeah. See, the various components in the Power BI is we have a Power Query, Power View, Power BI report, Power Maps, and we have a QA. What is this? What is this particular Power Query? So when you talk about a Power Query, here the search, access, and transform public and internal data sources with the Power Query. See, the job of the Power Query is it helps you in extracting the data, doing the transformation of the data, and then giving the data to the Power BI desktop for creating the visuals. That is what we do it in the Power Query. Power View, as the name only says view, we use for visualizations. So whatever the data we got it from the Power Query, okay, back into my Power BI desktop. So on that data, we'll try to analyze the data, try to create a lot of visuals on that particular data, okay, and create an interactive visualization tool, okay, I think. And then we have a Power BI services is once you have created the reports, what we do is next is you are going to publish. So for publishing, we use the Power BI service. Okay. And also we have a Power Pivot. Power Pivot is something like, you want to do the data modeling. Like, you have the data from multiple sources, okay, or multiple tables. Now I want to extract the data from the different sources. Yeah, and say you want to give the relationship between that particular table so that I can create the reports based on that particular combined data. So pivoting we do it here. It's nothing but data modeling. It's nothing but joins. Like in SQL databases, we use the joins. No? So that's done in the Power Pivot. That is called as the data modeling. Power Maps is something like, you have some geographical data, like, city-wide sales, the state-wide sales, the country-wide sales. Now, I want to show in all over the world, I have some lot of data of the different countries. I want to see each country-wise how the sales have happened in the form of the map. Okay, and at the same time, in each country which has done the higher sales, I want to show with a high intensity color or with some kind of a big bubbles or something. So we can do those particular things with the help of this particular Power Maps, which helps you for creating the geographical charts. Okay, so map charts. This is applied on the geographical field like state, country, region, pin codes, and so on. We also have Power BI Q&A. Q&A is nothing but question. It's just like your Siri questioning. So you're just asking a question to the data Power BI, telling that, okay, I want to see South region, what is the sales? I want to see what is the sales of furniture. I want to see what is the sales based on the segment, like say corporate segment, what is the sales? The consumer segment, what is the sales? So that we can just write a simple question. You don't have to write any kind of a SQL statements or anything, and we get the answers. So we have a built-in Q&A. So we just ask the questions, and it'll try to understand. Just like how you ask the question in the Google, no, you don't have to be very formal in writing the questions. That's a casual question you ask. It'll try to sense, what are the keywords that are being used, and accordingly it shows you the data. The same way, accordingly, it creates the appropriate charts and it displays it. So see, these are the various components of the Power BI. Okay. The next thing here is, Power Query. So as I was just telling, Power Query, the job of the Power Query is what? The Power Query is a self-service ETL tool. ETL is extract, transform, and load. It helps you in extracting the data from a different data sources. It might be an Excel, it might be a CSV file, it might be a SQL databases, Salesforce data, a SAP data, or Oracle data, or cloud data, or anything. It just try to read that particular data, okay, and it helps you doing all the transformation on that, okay. Extract, transformation, and then load to my Power BI desktop where I can create the visuals. Okay, this is what is your Power Query does. So it is the ETL tool which helps you to extract the data from a different data sources, do the transformation, and based on that particular data, so we pass it on to my Power BI desktop for creating the visual. Okay, so that is what we do here. The next thing here is the Power Pivot. So when I talk about a Power Pivot, is your data modeling. So it's a Power Pivot is in-memory data modeling. Okay, what is the Power BI over here? So it is nothing but in-memory data modeling components that enables a highly compressed data storage and extremely fast aggregation and the calculation. Okay. Then we have a Power View. Power View is nothing but the place where we actually create the graph and visual. So that means in the Power BI, we have the different components. First is extracting the data. Then second thing is a Power Pivot, which is doing all the data modeling, just creating the relationship joins and things. And then we also have a Power View. Power View is nothing but what to say, creating the visualizations on your data. What we have, we also have a Power Maps. Power Maps is used for creating geographical charts. Okay, map charts you want to create. Yeah, it helps you in creating that. And also we have a Power BI desktop. So Power BI desktop is mainly we use is to extract the data from the Power Query editor and then create the visualizations, create the reports based on that particular data. Fine. So a process how exactly happens in the Power BI is it searches for the data. So once the data is been there, we have a ETL, extract the data, transforms, and then loads the data. Okay. So that is how exactly we do this particular thing. Okay. So we'll see how do we download the Power BI. I think we'll take it as a post break. See, when you look into this architecture of your Power BI, this is how your architecture of your Power BI is actually. So it helps you to read the data from the different data sources. It might be from the databases. It might be from the CSV file. It can be from the cloud data. Okay. It helps you to read the data. And once the data is being read, okay, here, we have the different components here. Like what you say, a Power Query is there, Power Pivot is there, Power View is there, Power Maps is there. So Power Query helps you in once the data is being read, doing the transformation, cleaning the data. If there is any kind of null values in the data, if any kind of a duplicate values in the data, or if some columns has to be split, okay, or if there might be some null values you want to fill. So all these things we do it in the Power Query editor. Power Pivot is doing the data modeling. If the data is from the different data sources, we have what is a customer data here and the sales data in the CSV file. I'll be combining this and we'll say which customer has done the place the order, take the customer ID, link it, and all those things will be done in the Power Pivot concept. Okay, and we do also have a Power View and the Power Maps. Power View is for creating the visualizations. So whatever the data we have extracted, we will create visuals on that, and then we have a Power Maps. So Power Maps is what? Creating the geographical reports. Okay, so this is what it is. And when you look into this one, is once you've created the reports, okay, so extracting the data, doing the data modeling, creating the visuals on the data using a Power View and the Power Maps. So finally what we do is share this particular query or publish to the Power BI desktop. So when it is published, it can be accessible from any devices. So it will be published on the web and there'll be a link which will be sharing with your clients or with the end users. So where they'll be accessing the data through that link and they can access from any devices. Okay. And also it can read the data from the cloud. It can work with the data on the cloud, the corporate data, Excel data and things. So we can publish this into the PPTs, which can be used for the further presentation. All these things can be done. Okay, fine. See, when you're working with the Power BI, so we use the different tools here, visualization tools here. So some of the tools what is used in the Power BI. So we have visualizations, we have a data sets, reports, dashboards, and also we have a tiles. Okay, visualization helps you in creating the visuals, creating the what you say the data sets. Data sets is nothing but the data what you have. We have the reports here. So reports is nothing but it's combining of multiple visuals in a single page. Okay, with the interactivities. Okay, so that is the reports and the dashboards. We can just create this. Okay. Now what I will do is I'll just show you how do we actually extract the data into my Power BI and just create a sample visuals based on your Power BI. Okay, before we get into the installation. Or okay, there is a link to installation, so we can just follow this particular link for the installation, guys. So it is powerbi.com, powerbi.microsoft.com/enus-download, or you can even go to the Google and search for download Power BI. Okay, so what we'll do is, if you want to download, so here you all can download this Power BI. So to download the Power BI, so we can just get into the Google. So search for download Power BI desktop. Okay, look for this. If you want to download the Power BI, you'll go to your Google, say download Power BI desktop. And when you go here, the first link itself you'll get is powerbi.microsoft.com/en downloads. Yeah, we can use this. This is the official site of Microsoft for downloading a Power BI. Download Power BI desktop. Okay, fine. This is the URL, powerbi.microsoft.com/en-us/downloads. Now, when you go here, so we have this particular Power BI desktop to download. So we have this advanced download option here. Just hit on this. Yeah, so you get this window where you can select language and you can hit on the download. And when you hit on this download, we have two things here. So one is your Power BI desktop 64-bit and a PBI desktop setup. So just go to the first link and just say download. Okay. So all can just follow this. But downloading it. Fine, all are following this. Just go to this download for Power BI desktop. You'll get this link. Hit on this particular download. Okay, you can hit on this download. You can go to the products and you can just say Power BI desktop. This also will be fine. Go for the insights. So you'll get this window. You select this and start installing it. So download the advanced options. English, just hit on this download and download the first one. Select this and click on. And you can go ahead with the download of this. Downloading. Here I'll just pause this. I already have downloaded, so you can just download this particular file. I hope all can understood how do we download it. Yeah, you have to download the exe file. See, once you have downloaded, so you'll get an executable file, Microsoft Power BI Desktop 64-bit. Okay, the downloaded file. Now, when you just double click on that, it starts the installation. See the desktop icon, hit on the install button. It might ask you for the registration. Just fill up your details. No need to sign in. Cancel the dialog box. Yeah, you can skip this particular sign-in option also, and you can just need to complete your installation. Once you install, you'll get this window. Fine, all of you are able to download it. It should hardly take 5 to 6 minutes, depends on your net speed. Load our the QVK. With your install, with take a 10. It's showing the setup failed. Sanjeev, is it? Product input into taking. Setup process. It's showing the setup failed. Sanjeev, is it? See how we can take your machine and things. Take a 10 minutes break and we can just resume back. Sanjeev, you can share the screen and we can fix it up. Practical. Which is your operating system? You it. Components might not be matching. Or we just close everything. So we'll start from the Power BI. So hope you all have Power BI. So what are the applications I've opened? I can just close everything. Business intelligence tool does, it helps you to extract the data from the different data sources, and it with the Power BI interface. So we'll just look into that particular thing. I'll hit on this. You can see you will get this a new Power BI window. You'll be getting a screen like this. Okay. So so when you hit on this, that means it is telling that first you get connected to the data and read that particular. Going to first extract the data from the different data sources. It says get the data. So when you hit is see, I have to okay. I just sometime before I had opened one file and I want to use the same file. So we can go to the recent. So this will automatically pick the recently opened file. So directly click on okay for the data and read that particular data. What is needed for you? Okay. The next thing is we have this particular recent sources. Like recently you have connected to any sources. See, I have to look for the data in the Excel file. Every time searching where is that particular file, locating and then reading instead of that particular thing. So what we can do is, okay, I just sometime before I had opened one file and I want to use the same file. So we can go to the recent. So this will automatically pick the recently opened file. So directly click on single click, you can get it. So either the way. Okay. So we'll go with the regular things. I'll just say I want to go get the data. So when I hit on this particular get data, it'll ask you which data you want to get connected. See, one thing is your Power BI can read the data from more than 100 different types of data sources. Means your data source cannot not only be in Excel, it can be a CSV file, it can be data sources like databases like SQL, Oracle, it can be the cloud data, it can be Postgres SQL, it can be anything, even SharePoint data and things. You can see these are different types of data sources it can get connected to. All these are different types of data sources which your Power BI can get connected to. Okay. And just to make it this one database, it will show you all the databases, files, it will show you only the file systems, Azure, only the Azure cloud data and all those things. So many different things. I can go with the all or files. Since our Excel is a file, we can just even go to the file. Okay. So now the first thing is what I need to do. I need to get connected to my data source. Okay. Just before we get connected to this, I will be using one sample file. We'll try to understand what is there in the file because I'll be using this particular file throughout the 8 sessions. Okay, so almost like almost all the sessions I'll be using this, except when you go to the data modeling, I might be using a different file there, which okay, this is the maximum things file I'll be using. So let me show you what exactly is the data. See, when you talk about a data analysis, first thing is we need to understand the data on which you're working on. Okay. Without understanding it, you cannot start questioning the data. So understanding the data is very important. So I'll show you which is that particular data file I want to read. Okay. So I'll just go to my start. So I'll just go to the file explorer. I have some data over here. I say data sources. Yeah. So I just have some data over here. Okay. It is in my this location. I'll be using this particular file called as sample superstore. And when you open this particular sample superstore file, so you can see here what it does. This is your data. And when you look into this particular data, what it contains the information like a row ID, order date, ship date, mode of shipment, what customer ID, which customer name, segment, all this particular data of the customer. Okay, so it contains all this particular data here. Somebody has raised the hand. Okay, so somebody raised the hand. You can first thing is we need to understand this particular data. I just saw somebody raise the hand. Can you at least text me what it is? Okay. See, the very first thing here is we need to understand is we need to understand this particular data. Okay, you know Power BI. Just wanted to know we don't need to store the data since we will be using an Excel sheet from where we can get this Excel file. Fine, guys. I'll be sharing you this particular Excel file. Okay, at the end of the session, I will share this, or after some time, I'll share this particular file. First, we'll try to understand. So you'll not be storing the data in Power BI. Power BI is not the storage. So we'll be extracting the data and then working. I will give you this particular file. Okay. Uh, this particular file will be shared. Okay, don't worry, guys. Okay, it will be shared. So first we'll try to understand it. No, that is fine. So I just have this particular data here. When you look into this particular data, we have a row ID, we have an order ID, when was the order placed, the order date, we have a shipment date, when exactly the order was shipped to the customer, what is the mode of shipment, who is the customer ID, what is the name of the customer segment. We have all those particular details, which category, which region, which country, city, state, what category of product it is, product ID, the name, subcategory, and we also have some numerical data, measurable data, like what you say, the sales, quantity, discount, profit, and so on. So this is the data what we have. So what we understand from this data is something related to the e-commerce. It is something related to the what you say, sales. We have the order has been placed, the shipment has happened, it has happened through a different mode. The shipment has happened to a particular customer staying in a particular location. Okay, and the shipment has happened for some specific product, and that product the customer has purchased. It has some selling price, it has some quantity of orders he has purchased. There is some discount been given for that, and there is a profit what is being generated. All this information is there. So this is something to do with the e-commerce data. Now, when you look into this particular data, so what kind of a questions we might put? Okay, so what kind of a questions we can do? So very first questions I always see is, oh, as soon as I see the numbers, I want to go. As a business analyst, no, you should be big fond of numbers. Okay, oh, what is the total sales? What is the total profit? Okay, how much of sales? How much of sales is the profit? So that is one question. The second can be like, we have this particular sales belonging to a different category. We have office supplies, we have technology products, we have home office, and we have different category of products. What is the sales done by the office supplies? What is the sales done by the technologies? What is the sales done by the home office? Different category of products. I want to look at that. Or I want to look at, like, each subcategory, binders, how much of sales, machines, how much of sales, arts, how much is of sales. Okay, what is each category, like, I need to sum up that values and it has to show me what is the sales. Or might be region-wise sales, or I want to see the state-wise sales, what is the sales have happened, each city-wise, what is the sales have happened. So this can be generally a question what we arise. And I want to see in the each state, what is the sales and what is the profit, what has been generated, how much is the profit percentage. So this is the kind of a questions we generally put, is it? Okay. Now what I will do is, so we'll take this particular data into my Power BI and we'll start questioning this data. So what is the total sales? What is the sales based on the state-wise, region-wise, what is the sales? What is say category-wise, what is the sales? I want to get this particular data. That is as simple as that. Okay. So if I have to do this, if I have to do this in Excel, what should I do? Like example, I want to see the category-wise, what is the sales? If I have to find out category-wise, what is the sales? What will I do in Excel here? So I will do something like this, no? I'll just showing you in this one. Guys, I think, like, if you're working with Excel, getting into this Power BI is very, very simple. I'm just showing you this example. So who's this? Yeah. We can use a pivot table. That is one simple thing. Or we can also use a sum function to get the sum of sales. Either you can use a pivot table or you can use a sum. So let us do with the sum. So I want to know category-wise what is the sales. I'll just take this category data here, and I'll just try to get the unique categories what is there. So I'll just go to this particular data, and then I will just go to what is say. I'll just go to the data tab, and I'll just say remove the duplicate values. And in the categories, you can see, oh, we have 3 different categories here. I want to know for each categories, I want to know what is the total sales. I want to know what is the total sales. It is what we do. We use a sum if, is it? Sum if function, and I'll just say what is my range of data where I want to apply the criteria. So my range of data on which I want to apply the this one is my category. So where is my category here? I'll just select the category. Then what is the criteria? Criteria is office supplies, and what is the summing total sales is this. I write this particular formula. Fine, I'll just try to fill this, and we got this output. Right? This is what we generally do in Excel, is it? I want to know what is the category-wise sales, or what is the sales for each subcategory. If I have to do this, what will I do? I'll just take this particular data here, and I'll just place it something. And first thing is I'll remove the duplicate so that I can come to know what all the unique subcategories are there. This is what we do in Excel, is it? So I will try to show you these things, how easily we can do it in the Power Pivot. Sorry, in Power BI. I'll just select this, and I'll just go to my, data. First thing is I'll remove the duplicates. Yes. Okay. And I just want to know what is the total sales. And if I have to get the sales, here I just need to say is equal to sum if, if or ifs or whatever it is. Okay, and I say the summing range is my sales. The second is my criteria range. Criteria range is my subcategory, and the actual criteria is this. And we need to make absolute reference, relative reference, a lot of things. I'm just doing in a shortcut way. Okay, and we got this particular sales for each subcategory wise. What is the sales? Fine. So we are able to get telling that, okay, binders, this is the sales, storage, this is the sales, phones, okay, 3,30,000. And when you talk about this particular, chairs, 3,28,000, labels, 1,24,000. So this is the sales, what has been then. Tables, 2,06,900, something, fine, blah, blah, blah. Now, what I will do is, instead of doing all these things to do, that is what we do in Excel, is it? Now, I want to have this kind of questions in Power BI. Okay, let us see how do we do this. So first, I will try to read this particular data and start questioning this particular data in my Power BI. So what I will do here, first thing is, I'll open this, I'll go to, okay, first thing, as I said, I'm just telling get data. So what type of data? As I said, it can connect to more than 100 different types of data sources. For me, the data source is Excel because that is a very commonly used. So that is the reason it is shown in the top of the list. Okay, so I'll select the Excel file. I'll just say connect. So then we need to specify the file name from where you're connecting. So my file is present under the data source, sample superstore is the data. I just select open. So that means here we can see I just clicked on get data. It asked me what type of data source it is. Yeah, it is Excel. As soon as I said Excel, it says to give the path of that file and just select the file. And as soon as I select the file and say okay, so Power BI is taking the responsibility of reading that particular data into your Power BI. And you can see it has read the data, and here it says we have 3 sheets: orders, people, and returns. So you can see that. So whatever the file we had opened, it has 3 sheets here. We have orders sheet, we have a people sheet, we do also have a returns sheet. We have 3 sheets of data here. So now which sheet ka data you to get in? Okay. So I say I want to read the order sheet because whatever the operations we did here, it was the orders sheet. Okay, apart from the orders, you can see we have a people sheet of data, we have returns and things. So as of now, I'm just working with the orders. I will take this order sheets of data. Fine. And once I have done selected this, you can see it shows me the sample preview of this. Okay, it shows me the sample preview of this. So this is what is the data, row ID, order date, ship date, you can see category, all those data. Yes, this is what exactly I'm looking. Now you can see we have 2 options here. We have load data and we have transform data. What it does, when I talk about a load, this will directly take me to the Power BI desktop and we can start creating the visualization, getting the questioning the data, creating the visuals, charts, data, and all those things can be done. Apart from that, we have a power transform data. This will take me to the what is a Power Query editor where I can do the transformation. As of now, in today's session, we'll not do the transformation. We'll just try to load the data and start questioning the data what we saw it in Excel. Okay. So later we'll see about transform data. Now, as of now, I'll just hit on the load button. When you hit on this load button, the selected Excel sheet will be loaded into your Power BI desktop. You can see here, this is your Power BI desktop, is it? It is your Power BI desktop. It will be loaded to the Power BI desktop. So it is little larger data, so it is just taking some time. Okay, meanwhile, I can share this particular thing. I think I can. Okay, being loaded. Don't worry, guys. I'll be sharing this particular file so that you can practice and just understand this. Here we can see, as soon as you have done this, this is the field section here, and in the field section you can see there is one table here called as orders. Okay, and when you hit on this, you can see it shows me all the fields what is there in that. In this particular order, you can see that the fields are something like this. We have country. Yeah, so we can see we have a category, city, country, region, discount, order date, profit. Okay, all this particular data is over here. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to start questioning this particular data. Okay, so we can just go with this particular questioning of the data. How do we do that? Okay, very first thing is what I want to know what is the total sales. Okay, I want to get the total sales. We'll look into various visuals. I have something called as a cards here, number. I'll just place this. I've just, what I've done here is I've just used the number card here. And you can see in this particular thing, I have something called as sales. I'll just select on this. And I select on this, you can see it just shows me the total sales. It is showing me the calculated column here, telling what is the total sales. It says 2.3 million is the total sales. I want to know what is the profit. So I'll take another card here. I'll select the profit here. So you see the profit here, 286K. Okay, that is 2,86,000 is the profit. Okay, sum of profit, this is the sum of sales. You want to cross check this? Yes. So if you want to cross check this, you can just do it like this. You can just say is equal to sum of sales. It's 22,97,000, that is rounded up to 2.3 lakhs. I want to know what is the profit. I'll just say is equal to sum of profit You can see 2,86,000, okay, 396 is the total profit. Fine, and we have got the same number here. We have got the same number here. Somebody had a question? Please do it again. How to drag? Okay, fine, cool. I'll just do it once again, guys. See, I want to know like how much of quantity is being sold. We have something called as a card here. Okay, we'll be learning step by step. So first, I'm just trying to show this questions here, and select the quantity. I added the card here and then the quantity. You can see 385K is the total quantity what has been sold. Okay. Now I want to see the information. What is the category wise sales or subcategory wise? What is the sale? So I can just take something called as a table here. I can just take the table. So you can see it creates a table. Okay. And in the table, what I want to do, I want to see the category wise. What is the sales? So I will just take the category column and I'll take the sales column. And you can see it is showing me the category wise what is the sales. Okay, this is small as that. I'll just change the view. So I'll go to the customize the current view. I'll just go to the view, customize the current view. This is for the table. I'll tell you what is table and all these things. But I'm just trying to explain you whatever we do it in Excel can very easily be done in Power BI. And you can see here, so the furniture, we have a sales of 7,41,000. Office supplies, we have a sales of 7,19,000. And the technology, we have a sales of 8,36,000. And the overall sales is 22,97,000. So which is 2.3 million. Okay. So I want to see the subcategory wise sales. Is as simple as that. I'll take another table here. Sorry, I will take the table here. I'm just selecting the table here to create a table data. I'll just take that subcategory. Where is the subcategory here? I'll just take the subcategory. It shows me subcategory, and next to that, I want to show the sales. It automatically does a calculation of sum and tells me the total sales for each subcategory wise. So there we use a sum if function and all these things, so we can easily do it. So what is that we understand here is, okay, whatever the data is there, we are trying to read the data from the data source. Once you have read the data, you want to start, okay, questioning the data. I want to see the region-wise sales, the category-wise sales. I want to see what is the average sales, what is the total sales, what is the highest sales, or you want to have any kind of a question. We can just directly get pull the particular data into my Power BI and start questioning the data. Okay. And now the table object. Okay, so initially once you use the card and then now tables. Yes, the card is, I'll explain you what is card and what is table when you go to the actual sessions. The card is actually used for showing some single value, and the table are used to display the data in the form of table, rows and columns. Okay, I just wanted to get this particular data, so it's fine. Okay, and the same way, like say example, I want to create the visuals. Like visuals is, okay, fine. I just want to see this particular data in the form of a bar chart. Which category has done the highest sales? Okay, so what will I do? I can just select the same in the table and I can select this as a chart. And automatically you can see it creates a chart. Okay, and you can see here is technology has done the highest sales, then is the furniture, and then is office supplies. So when you see all the three is like almost competitive. Okay, so 8,36,000, 7,41,000, 7,90,000 is always okay. The sales value is almost very close. I want to see this in the graph. Okay, I want to have this kind of a chart, the horizontal bar chart. Okay, fine. On a single click, you can see you can convert your data to the numbers, you can convert the data to the charts. Okay, it's very easily we can start using this particular data and converting this data to the respective visuals or numbers, and which with the help of which we can easily understand the data. So here what we understand, oh, phones and chairs, they have done a very good sales. Okay, see, when it was a table, okay, uh, the numbers are there here, but it was not that easy to find out which has done the higher sales, which has done the lower sales. Okay, it was very difficult to find out which becomes to very high sales, low sales. By reading these numbers, understanding the numbers, and then differentiating is not that easy. And the same thing, if I put in the form of a graph, it becomes very easy. You can see that, oh, these are the big spikes here. So that means they have done a big sales, chairs and nothing but phones. Okay, but apart from that, the lowest sales like fasteners, envelope, they are kind of very, very minimal sales what has been done. So it becomes easy to this one. So this is what is the advantage of getting into the Power BI desktop, so or Power BI. So we can extract the data and very easily we can convert into visuals. We have a lot of visuals to be done, a lot of calculations to be done, a lot of transformation to be done, which we will be learning going forward. Okay, yeah, I'll do one thing. I'll try to share this particular file, guys. This file is available on the net also. Sample Superstore, is available. This is a sample data which generally used in the Tableau also, and things. So now to get the permission. Are sharing through the email. Yes, I'll be sharing it through the mail. I think immediately after the session, I'll just share it to the Training Hub team, and they will just be sharing it to your people. Okay, I think now you can just understand. The next session, before you join the next session, the file should be with you. So I'll just be sharing with them, and they'll just share it to you. That should be fine. Okay. Okay. Any questions, doubts in this one? So now, we can start off with things. So understanding, we just understood what is Power BI. See, before we get into the Power BI in today's sessions, we understood what exactly is the business intelligence. Business intelligence is nothing but the process of understanding the data, okay, getting the insights of the data and trying to create the reports with the help of which we can be explained for the business analyst for taking a better business decisions. Fine. That is why it is called as a business intelligence. And there are many BI tools. Out of all those BI tools, Tableau and Power BI is something else which is very trending in the industry. So I think you would have heard about it. We don't have to say that. Okay. And so they're in tough competition. And some countries you can see Power BI is in the upper hand. Some countries, Tableau is in the upper hand. And in India, Power BI is in the upper hand. There is more demand of Power BI. Okay, then compared to the Tableau. So they are both are in a tough competition, and they're giving neck-to-neck competition. Every month on month they're coming with the new changes. Okay. The second main thing is how your Power BI works. So it is a ETL. So what it does, it helps you to extract the data from the data sources, which can be of it. It supports 100 plus different types of data sources. Like we are seeing with Excel, it supports CSV databases and things, and it'll extract the data and does the transformation. Yeah, transformation is like, data, doing a data cleaning operation. Okay, we'll have one session which will be talking only about doing the transformation. So, and then presenting the data. Okay, and taking that particular data further and creating the appropriate visuals, dashboards, and then publishing that particular dashboards. This is what we do it. Okay, and we have seen how do we install this one. We all have installed it, and then we have seen, like, how actually we get connected to your data. So that is, we have seen one of the Excel files, and then connecting to that particular file. Once we have read this particular files, and on those particular files, how we can get this particular information on a few clicks. So you can see that means you don't have to be a developer here. You don't have to be a programmer. You're not using any kind of a high-end programming languages or anything. So we just have some few clicks. On the clicks we are able to do. That is why it is not a software. I think it is called as a tool. Tool means it's kind of a ready-made application, and we just need to more than 200 plus different types of visuals. Like we have seen, the bar chart is one type of visual, column chart, pie chart is one type of visual, donut chart is one type of visuals, line chart, like that 200 plus different types of visuals. So you can just imagine how much of visualizations we can do with the help of Power BI.
Yes.
So we'll see some of the visualizations, the charts, okay, in the Power BI. Okay, okay, and we have just seen, like, just pulling the data and how do we get this particular data. And not only that, it is interactive. When I say furniture here, so you can see everything changes. This, you can see the whole report changes to the furnitures. Okay, and if I say technology, you can just see this numbers, everything is so interactive. Okay, what is that interactivity? How exactly? I will be going into details of that. So that is what we will be learning in the upcoming session. I have some questions. Let me take up this. You mentioned in Power BI, data is not stored in the Power BI. While doing get data, where is the data stored? See, the data will be stored in any data sources. It can be, right now we are reading the data from the Excel. Okay. See here, the data is read as a query. So you can see the data, we loaded the data here, and you can see it has come here as a query. Okay, and when I just go to this particular model, this particular data tab, I can see the data over here. See, there are two things here. We can import the data whenever is needed, and then we can work with it, or we can also work with a direct query. So direct query is what happens. See, nowadays, this is called as data-driven industry. This is in the right now what we are in era is called as Industry 4.0, which is nothing but is a data-driven industry. So now in this data-driven industry, we are having a tremendous amount of data, not in gigabytes. See how much of RAM you have, 4 GB or 8 GB. But data what is being stored is not in GB, it is in more than GB is more than bigger size than gigabyte is what, petabyte, zettabyte, okay, or thing. So it comes in that particular size. So when I say when you have the data in that size, how can you load the data here? So the data will be there in the servers. The data can be in the cloud itself. We can still connect to that data and we can work. Okay. My question is, if we loading the data from the Excel, we don't need to put formulas in Power BI. See, we have the concept of formulas here, so we got to extend, but you can see most of the things are happening automatic. Okay. So your question was, okay, when I read the data into the Power BI, you don't have to put the formulas. See, actually, I did not put any formulas. I did not put any kind of a formulas here, and you can see automatically it has done the sum. But I say no, I want to get the average sales, average profit. Okay. So in that case, you still have the option of writing the formula. Okay. But something which is done commonly things, it automatically takes it. So if I have to change this, instead of sum of sales, I want to know what is the average sales. So I can just go to this, what I have sum of sales here, no? So there I can change it. I can just say average sales, min sales, count, how many times the sales have happened. So you can see 9,995 times the sales have happened. The number of records, no, it is trying to show that data. Oh, sorry, this was the thing. So instead of sum of sales, I'll just say this as count. How many times the sales have happened. So that means in this record source data, no. So when you look into this, each record is one sales. Okay. And totally you can see 9,996 rows are there, and out of which the first row is my heading. So that means how many sales value are there here. So when you use this particular count, no. So we get this basic calculations like count. There's a count. There's a sum. Okay, min, max, average. Yeah, you have these options of changing. But you know, most of the things are inbuilt. But you want to customize it. Yeah, we don't say that Excel, Power BI doesn't allow you to do the calculations. We can do a calculations. A lot of advanced calculations also. We do it. Hope I answered your question. Okay, it is automatically will happen. Though. Okay. Yes. Suppose we are done with the dashboard in Power BI. Can we save it somewhere? Say, actually, once we have seen, there are two things here. When the data is small, we can import the data and we can work. Now, what I did now is, there was an Excel file. Was my sample store file. I imported this particular Excel file. This particular is an Excel file. I imported this particular file into my Power BI. Okay. I imported this file into my Power BI and I'm working with it. Okay. Now the data is there with my Power BI. Okay. We also have the option of working with the direct query. See, when the data is very large, we cannot import. That your hard disk, your RAM will not be supporting for that large amount of data. So we say, no problem, let the data be on the cloud itself and we connect to that and we can work. See, nowadays people work with the Google Sheets, people work with cloud data where they have a tremendous amount of data, cloud servers and all these things. So it also supports you for the direct query options. Okay, that is what I showed in the starting, no? So there was 1 day session which talks only about your data, direct queries and things. Okay. Yeah, I hope I answered your question, Kumar. Okay, suppose we have done with the dashboard in Power BI. Can we save it somewhere? See, it will be saved as a file. See, this workbook, whatever you create in this Power BI, I can save this. So we have this option of saving. File, save this. Apart from that, we have a publishing, okay, where I can create this as a PDF files. I can save the, publish this as a PPT file. You can see it just gives a name and we can save it wherever you want. I say I want to put it on the desktop. Fine. I'll just say today is what? 8th of Jan. I say just something. Okay. So it'll be saved with the extension as PBIX file. So we can save this. And tomorrow I can open this file and I can continue with the working. Yeah. Any other questions? I'll share the particular files immediately after the session. So you will be getting it through the mail. Okay. And the sample file, I'll share it. Okay. I think this is just this one. No, the next class onwards we'll be doing really practically. See, in the first session, it was more of understanding what is Power BI. It was a conceptual, but this further going, this is going to be a completely a practical session. Okay, so whatever I do, it'll be better you parallel practice, ensure that everybody are having the files in hand. So immediately after the class, I'll share those particular files, guys. You should be receiving that. And yeah, so hope everybody get connected to the class with your desktop or your laptop. Don't connect through the mobile phone. So things you need to do practically. So this is a very interesting subject and it's very important also in the industry. Okay, there's a huge demand of Power BI developers. And okay, yeah, any other questions? I just have few couple of minutes I can take up for the questions. So before we conclude, I hope yeah, any questions are there. I can just take up the questions. A couple of minutes I can spend time, 2-3 minutes time, we can take up on the questions. Otherwise, hope the session was informative. Somebody is raising the hand. So I don't know if yeah, somebody help me out. Okay, I don't know who's raising the hand. I need to. I don't know. Do we unmute it? I'll just do one thing. I'll just call up to the team. You want me to unmute you, Kumar? That is Kumar. Sorry, it was in mute. Kumar, I have given you option of unmuting, so you can.
Send my question in chat, sir.
No, it is a G Kumar. Or
Installed it, but unable to sign in. It's asking some organizational ID.
I'm not able to hear you.
In chat. Yeah, I given my question in chat, sir. That's only my doubt. In chat box, my chat box.
Without signing in, can we use to practice? Is it?
Yes. Because
Yes, you
we are
can.
unable to sign it.
No, you can. You can go ahead. I'll be sharing the file. Thanks. Priyanka.
The data is regarding exit interview of employees. So actually